So you mean to tell me that a kid that's afraid of water all of a sudden goes to a body of water with three kids and come back without those three kids? He's left down there, and then the parent goes back and he is still left down there. No one didn't see this kid in this type of situation. Maybe it's me, but something ain't right here. Something is definitely not right. What is going on, everybody? This is your host, Joel Davis Media Network, and I hope everybody is having a good and productive Wednesday. I know I am. Either way it goes, I am here to talk about a case that is buzzing around in the actual county that I reside in, Wayne County, Jessup, Georgia. Now, this story has basically starting to gain traction. And the reason be it because this case is a little unusual. So before anybody in and thinking it's a race baiting case or anything like that, I'm finna break down the particulars and tell you what happened. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead on here and upload a segment of the story. And as soon as I do that, I am going to let that play out, and then I will give you my 2 cents of what I think possibly is going to happen from here. So let's get into it.
Hundreds of Wayne County residents gather for a peaceful protest for an 8-year-old who drowned last week. Wayne County authorities found 8-year-old Noah Bush on Mill Creek Lane in Jessup. As WJCL 22 News' AJ Sisson reports, the community is now looking for answers.
Jessup wants justice for Noah Bush. This is what the intersection looks like now, but hours ago, hundreds of people filling up this intersection, chanting Noah's name, asking for answers for what happened to this town's little boy. What started as a group of dozens turned into hundreds, many saying there was foul play in the death of 8-year-old Noah Bush.
I want answers. I want to know what happened to him. I want to know who hurt him.
The police officers, day one, said that they thought there was no foul play. My brother apparently into a creek and he drowned, but my brother did not like water.
This town doesn't feel the same. It's impacted us all. It's eerie. It doesn't even feel like the same town.
We're just going to keep fighting for justice. If we have to keep going to the news media, we will. If we keep protesting, we will. Get an attorney. Whatever needs to be done will be done to make sure that he gets the justice he deserves.
The peaceful protesters called for police to find answers. During the protest, the Wayne County Sheriff Robert Moseley, with help from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, said they will continue their investigation.
Where he was found, there was no apparent foul play. But since then, there's been some information that came forward, and of course it's an innuendos, but we're investigating all of it.
They're taking all this time, and my daughter still knows nothing. She knows nothing of anything they're finding. They just keep telling her that they're finding things and talking to people, but she's not getting anything.
Some residents are planning a vigil for Noah, but nothing is set in stone yet. But the message Tuesday night was clear, and it was heard: to continue investigation and justice for Noah Bush. And Jessup, AJ Sisson, WJCL 22 News.
AJ, thank you. This is a developing story, so stay with WJCL 22 News for updates.
All right, so y'all saw that, y'all heard that. So getting back to the situation at hand, what we all know so far, based upon what the media has said and what has transpired, as far as the news, this is what we know as of now. She gave them all the details of when she last saw him. And she last saw him with a young boy that is 2 years older than him, that is 10 years old. And in this case, yes, it is a white kid. Unfortunately, it was stated that this white kid had bullied Noah before, for whatever reason, and the mother stopped them from playing together because of those things that she witnessed. Well, I guess belonged. The little boy apologized, or maybe they had buried the hatchet, but basically she was under the impression that they had moved past the bullying. And again, now this young white boy, and this is all alleged, was playing with him, with the young black boy that is 8 years old. And also too, it was also stated that his brother that was 13 years old was also hanging with them, and a friend of the 10-year-old boy and 13-year-old boy family. Now, allegedly, they said that whenever he went, they called him missing. They found the shoes by the woods, in the wooded area from his home. They, I guess, asked the kids. They claimed they didn't see him, or they went their separate ways. But there is actually video footage showing the boys walking together towards that area. And then a short time later, there's video footage of the three white. And they show footage allegedly of one of the two of the three white boys' mom with them going towards coming back towards the creek, and I think coming back, something of that nature. So it's very bad, right? Perception is everything. Now, I'm looking at this thing. Y'all know how I do. With my conservative attitude, I don't like to talk about or put out racism, or say it's racist without looking at all the facts and the keys of the case or whatever have you. But one thing I can say is this, is that right now it looks mighty suspicious that when the family tells the sheriff that the child does not like any body of water, scared of a body of water, won't go near a body of water. And let me tell you about a pit in South Georgia. The water pits in South Georgia, they can be deep. They can be shallow, as in 1 to 2 feet, or they can be as deep with water as 5 to 6. I've seen it with my own eyes. So a pit of water is basically like a reservoir runoff or whatever have you, rainwater that piles up whenever you're trying to build or landscape or do something to that effect in the neighborhood that they were at, reside at, in that wooded area. So to me, if a parent tells me that and I'm an investigator, that should be the first thing you should expand on. Okay, if that kid's scared of water, what could have led him to get there and do? Now, the parents is also demanding them not to look at it as no foul play, because this is what the sheriff was saying. Now, again, I don't know the particulars of the autopsy. They're not releasing none of that or whatever, but I do. After the protest, go up here and share y'all picture of this young boy here. All right. Now, this is the picture of the young boy that allegedly, the young boy that lost his life. And again, rest in peace to the Bush family, because this is a hard time for them right now. I never know what it's like to lose a child, but I can imagine that it is heart-wrenching to lose a child, someone that you have seen and put all your time into raising, age of 8 years old. Now, I heard that he was a pretty tall 8-year-old. He was pretty tall for an 8-year-old, but that was his height. They said that he just loved being there with family and friends. You know, he just, everybody had things to say about him. He was active sports and everything. Now, there has been some things that has went down since his death, some distasteful. Allegedly, it was a school gang warden to an elementary school warden, talking about how his job related to pulling things out the water and rescuing uh, humans out the water, like Noah Bush, which to me I think was distasteful, because these kids don't need to hear about taking dead bodies out the water and stuff. Your job, you could use other things that was not related to that. You could have about rescuing, alligators. You could have talked about trying to control beaver population, or getting water moccasins out of the that's about to be a threat to human life. I mean, come on, like there's a lot of distasteful things. Like I said, a lot of people in Wayne County, black folks, is thinking that this is racial, because again, there's 3 white kids involved and 1 black kid is no, and the sheriff didn't really make it any better by just saying, oh, well, this is going to be play, instead of going head on and getting the GBI involved, because it's a very sensitive case. Personally, I think something is more to the story. We all know that kids today can be very cruel. And we also know that when kids do cruel things, especially at a young age, they run to their parents. And I think sometimes parents who are afraid of the worst for their children can make a mistake that can cause them not only their livelihood, but also their children taking accountability for that mistake. In this case, I'm really hoping and praying that the family get answers. I'm really hoping and praying that this young boy did not get his life taken away by 3 young kids that was supposed to be his acquaintances / playmates. But if it is, this just goes to show you guys that we live in a world today that our children can't even go outside and play safely, because we never know what is on somebody's mind, even if they are the same age or close to age as our child. So again, my condolences go out to the family. I hope they get justice for the family and closure. And I also hoping too that if it is found out through the proper evidence that this kid was hurt and was murdered, then I hope that all parties involved get their ass nailed to the wall. I don't care what age they is, because right is right and wrong is wrong. So again, keep this family in your prayers. I will have a link in my community tab so you can donate to his funeral expenses on GoFundMe. Also, too, if you want to share the story, please do, because this family needs to make sure that they are getting the right resources to help them out. And if you want to know why this is also becoming a very big case, it is in the same district of the crooked DA that was in charge of the Ahmaud Arbery case. So this again is giving people a sense of deja vu. So this is not good. Don't want to do that. Don't want to have that. We already knew how that went out and how that made people feel very uneasy. I'm glad they did a peaceful protest, because that's how you do it, to get attention to what's going on. Hopefully we can get the answers without all of the negative BS that comes in these situations. Again, please, if you want to continue following what to do, like my video, subscribe to me, and I definitely tell you everything you need to know. Thank y'all very much for your time. Take care of yourself and each other. I will probably be on there earlier tonight, probably between 6 and 7, because I got to go to work early in the morning. All right. Take care of yourself and each other. I'm out.